Here we go, man. Gameday podcast. Back again with another one. Right now we finna get into this Miami versus Famu, the recap, and share my thoughts on the game as a whole and what I think about like the rosters, both teams in the rosters. Wanted to bring my co-host. Gotta give her a lot of kudos, man, because she came in it with a clear head. She basically told me before the game that it might get ugly. So I gotta give you a lot of props on that. And she was right. You feel me? I was a little biased, and she was right. So I give you a lot of kudos on that because it seems to me like we got Colorado issues, you know what I'm saying? The number of transfers that left last year. This team, basically this team is not last year's team.
Correct.
The number of transfers that transferred out back to FBS, even though I stayed optimistic because of the new FBS transfers coming in, and looking at the roster on paper, I was optimistic on it, but also a big hole was Willie Simmons leaving. The defense, Ryan Smith, our defensive coordinator, left also. You could tell, it was a long day yesterday. I must admit, I did not see that. I thought it was gonna be much more competitive. But me, why I made a mistake is looking at it from last year. I kept looking at it from last year.
Correct.
And you kept telling me, but it's a new team, it's a new overhaul. It's the same as Colorado.
Correct.
It's a whole new team, whole new coaching staff, whole new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
This is a whole new team.
It's a whole new team.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because that's why you remember I was asking you who all on the team still that's here present.
Right.
It was like 10 people. I said that's not enough at the end of the day. So that's a whole new team that you working with. It's not the same team. And then like I was saying, I looked like I didn't never watch the whole game with FAMU, but the two games that they did play, I watched little highlights and stuff like that. And then I had seen when UM played the Gators, and I was like, yeah, they looking. I said Gators look more, not Gators. The UM was looking more like a unit.
Right.
They had sparks.
Because okay,
I seen sparks with them.
UM still have the same team. They just added
little pieces.
Pieces
Correct.
of transfers. They updated a little bit, but for the most part, they got the same core.
Correct. So they updated with that quarterback.
Right.
And then I said, okay, this is what they was missing. I think they on to something now. This is what they was missing the whole time is that quarterback. They got a good quarterback now.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying I didn't see it. The whole time. I said I don't see it. I don't see what you see, and I just felt like it wasn't gonna be an easy challenge for them
I knew it wasn't gonna be an easy challenge. I expected them to lose, but not lose in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? Not 56-9. I didn't see that in a million years. I wasn't seeing that But then again, I'm looking at last year.
Correct.
I keep looking at last year.
He keep putting last year in his head, and I keep telling him this not the same team. This not the same team. It's not the same coaching. It's not the coaching. It's not the team.
Right.
So this is a whole new team. Even though he was saying like, oh, the players supposed to be better than last year
on paper.
On paper that you keep
the continuity
saying.
Ain't.
But the thing is, they haven't. It's not unity yet. So at the end of the day, even though they say on paper they don't make it like the person better. At the end of the day, they still, to me, when I look, like I was saying, when I looked at their game, they defense wasn't like tough enough. They ain't holding nothing. Like anybody seemed like they could run on them. Like they not holding nothing down. So that's what I was telling you about too. The defense wasn't the strong, and everybody know that defense when football game, your defense ain't holding nothing.
Yeah.
This gonna be a long game, and that's what we had yesterday. A long ass game, running and throwing, and that what it was.
I mean, as soon as from kickoff, getting more into the game, the kickoff, that interception was costly. Like when he threw, Daniel Richardson was doing those first 2 games, he did an amazing job protecting the football. That just
that was being careless.
That was just being careless, playing scary. I felt
it was.
You know, I felt like they just was playing scary. I don't know why. Like I felt like they had it. I don't know. I don't know why. I just felt like
it wasn't no aggressiveness.
It wasn't aggressiveness. It looked like they just played scary. I knew it was gonna be a long day. Also, when they got down to the 1 yard line and they couldn't punch the ball in and committed the false start and brung them back, and they had to settle for the field goal, I knew that could have been a momentum builder to build their confidence. Okay,
Correct.
we scored on them. Okay, we can do this.
Correct.
We can believe, you know.
Correct.
But once they started kicking too many field goals, I was like, yeah, they confidence is going down and down. And one thing I could also admit to and come to realization is it's a big difference with FAMU and Miami, the trenches.
Correct.
O-line and D-line. It was just, Miami was just so more dominant. You feel me?
Correct.
They couldn't give Daniel Richardson no time. And speaking on Daniel Richardson, he's too short.
It is.
He's too short.
That's why you see why they stereotype and they tell that they want you to be
a 6 foot quarterback and 6'3". They stereotype. But also, I want to give FAMU a lot of flack because I feel like FAMU could have put him in a better position to roll him out more.
That's what
they had him standing in the pocket like he's a 6'5" quarterback.
Correct.
And the O-line is superior, like UMD line, like a whole.
Correct.
You got to get the ball out. You know, and I just looking at the game, it just the O-line, D-line. I felt like Ruben Bain was out injured. They to me their best rusher was out, didn't play this game, and it seemed like they didn't miss it. It didn't even need him.
Yeah,
like, it was a breeze.
Correct.
Man, but like I say, I didn't see it coming. I was wrong. I must admit I was wrong. I felt like they could, even if they lost, I feel like it could be a more victory for FAMU.
More of a battle. But it wasn't
again. I can admit when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that I was wrong. I apologize. FAMU was not ready as far as the trenches and coaching. I didn't like the play calling. I feel like they could roll them out. You seen success early when they kept rolling them out, when Dan Richardson was able to buy time. You know, that one pass to Lee, number 21 Lee, he couldn't stay in bounds, but he was wide open. I felt like they needed to air it out, be aggressive, airing it out.
But it wasn't, to me, when I looked at it, it wasn't, you remember I was saying, it wasn't no aggressive, like
play
in
calling.
no area.
You coming in expecting to lose.
Correct.
Air it out, do what Middle Tennessee did.
But to me,
was airing it out, bombing it up.
Yeah, they were doing the little short passes, they were being like
too conservative.
At the end of the day, like I mentioned, I didn't see in no components aggressiveness, even one person showing some type of spark. Like
I think Franklin Franklin, the running back, with the transfer coming out of Miami, he showed great.
You know, he had like a
couple
like
runs. Yeah, 1 or 2 runs. But again, you can only go far as the
O-line. Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But to me, that the running back that they kept putting there, he kept tipping.
Calvin Dean.
And that's what I was saying. You remember I was saying what? Because you know in running backs, it's the pounder, it's the speedster.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
He's more of a speedster, but the play calling was just terrible. Again, too, I felt like in the first half, FAMU did a great job on holding UM's rush attack. I felt like, but it's just.
So the running, you felt like they was able to hold the running.
But they couldn't. The throwing, they just didn't have it.
The speed,
they didn't have it. And then when Cam Ward buys time and allow his receivers to redirect, it was over. It was game over. Yeah,
he had enough time to actually throw it and get it out there.
Miami looked good. They look promising. But I still have question marks.
Yeah, because the two people that they played
is not. I'd rather see them. I don't know. I gotta look at their schedule, and
because I think the Gators not a.
They're not a good. They're not a good. So it's like I don't know where to put Miami.
Correct.
You know,
Miami is just up in the air right now.
Yeah, they're up in the air. I don't know.
So once they play a little bit of
more competition,
then you can wait them more out.
To reevaluate.
But to me, like I said, when I seen them play that last game, I felt like Miami,
they look better than past years.
Yeah. I said they don't.
I
felt like they was on the something when I seen them play the Gators. Even though we know that
they like Golden Boys at quarterback. I don't know why they don't get on the habit of trying to find them a Lamar Jackson.
No, they don't. It seems like they trying to get on the
black quarterback is
the up to date what people doing now.
Right.
It's current.
Right.
They was
so I give you
the
credit. That traditional white boy at quarterback. Like they need to get with the program, get athleticism, speed.
Yeah.
What Cam Ward is, and I give Miami a lot of credit. They did their thing. What's up? They did their thing. Give them a lot of credit. The receivers, big, strong, physical.
Correct, they were.
Tall, all look like 6'5".
And I love the aggressiveness. Like they coming. When they say they coming, they coming. They coming in.
Yeah.
So I liked that about them. Like I said, the only thing about FAM, I didn't see. It seemed like they just laid down.
They laid down.
When
they come
like it wasn't no aggressive. Like it ain't like sometimes even when they losing and stuff, it's somebody that's gonna give that spark. And I felt like the leader didn't do that. And the leader in this,
Daniel Richardson,
because he was in the way to me, he came off a little scared too.
Yeah.
Like I said, he came off a little scared. And then too, people feed off that. People feed off the energy, and the energy just wasn't there. The energy wasn't there. The leadership wasn't there.
Right.
The not giving up. It's like they just gave up.
Right.
Like somebody got to have that spark to try to uplift and try to keep motivated, because even when you down, you never know if you could come back. So it felt like they just accepted it that they was finna lose, and that would
try to get out the game without injuries. Yeah.
They just accepted it. It just seemed like they were just there. They were just there and they were just playing. They didn't give it a fight. I just felt like they didn't give it a fight at all.
Yeah.
But like I said, Miami, they did what everybody expected them to do, and they did it.
Right.
They did it. So like Ocho Cinco said, at the end of the day, fam, you ain't had nothing to use to lose. All they had to do was prove themselves.
Right. Individualism. Because it's gonna be NFL scout.
Yes, a team sport, but at the end of the day, you have to show individualism at the end of the day. And I didn't see individualism. I didn't see individualism shown that day. Like nobody ain't. Like that's why I said nobody ain't stand out.
Yeah.
Like dang, he's still giving it 100%. He giving 100. I didn't see that. I didn't see that in one person.
Credit UM. O-line, D-line,
correct.
The trenches, they was much more disruptive.
They was.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I can't really say too much. the trenches. It's just like what we talked about, Colorado. They have issues on the trenches. I mean, you could go only. That's the only. You know, you go as far as the trenches, man.
Correct.
So
and then too, another thing that I was trying to explain to you too, when I was saying the reason for divisions is the reason for division.
Right.
It's the reason for divisions.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to see.
Yeah.
He's starting to see.
So,
I said it's the reason for divisions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, they just not in this division just for a reason. It's a reason for divisions. Why they separate certain teams.
So let me
and stuff
ask
like
you,
that.
do you think FAMU still has an opportunity to go out and win a SWAC?
Yeah, but probably in a division. I don't like, to be honest with you.
Even with
I can't go based off UM game. I have to go based off another game when they play with an HBCU.
They play Troy.
So
they play Troy.
I have a more competitive.
Troy is like a sun belt.
So that what was the
Troy is like a FIU. I like to see them against Troy.
I don't know how they'll perform with a HBCU. I can't say right now because all that, like I said, they just paid UM, and I can't really make that judgment off UM because UM is on another conference than what they in.
Right.
So like we say, the expectations is by them being in a different conference is UM supposed to win because they in this high conference compared to them. They in a lower conference. Yeah. So they feel that why that when we seen the predictions, the prediction was so high. Yeah. Because they don't, at the end of the day, they don't respect HBCUs as if they on the level of they're not on the same level. And once again, it showed that they can't compete on this higher level.
I mean, I feel like that is a conversation for another day. That's a different conversation because I could go back and make a case that HBCUs are underfunded.
I understand that.
FAMU, the Biden administrator said FAMU is owed $9 billion.
Okay, that's the whole. But we talking about.
But I'm saying if you want to talk about that, it gets touchy because they're owed money. So imagine if you give them that $9 billion to upgrade their facilities, to get the nutrients, to get certain things. That'd be a different conversation. If you could upgrade $9 billion to get you a long way. But we know they're you know what I'm saying? They discriminate against.
I understand that.
We already know integration. They took off, you know what I'm saying? They got most of our players. They pry our players away.
We understand that.
Okay, yeah, so that's a different conversation.
Correct.
Okay. So we're not gonna talk about that because that's a different conversation. They took our black players, our most talented, integrated with them, and I mean, again, that's a different conversation, and that's one of the reasons why we like FAMU.
Correct.
We're not looking at it from an athletic standpoint. We're looking at it as the university as a whole and what they produce into the real world. Now, the athletes that go to UM, we know Miami not gonna, after the game of football, the connections isn't there. We spoke on this already. The connection, the network don't add up to the net worth. All these talents that go to FBS level to these PWIs, after the game of football, if football doesn't go their way, the connection isn't there. Life after football, when that ceiling, that high.
People can make a lot of stories life after football.
So
that could be a book.
So that could be a book.
And everybody could get their life in their life story.
They players like Ed Reed. Look at Ed Reed, a UM legend, Devin Hester. Look at all of them. They have to go to HBCUs to even be a head coach. They try to go back to the black again. FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, Howard. That's the only way.
They could get their foot in the door.
They put in the door. Teddy Bridgewater at Miami Northwestern. The reason why he's there, because that's a historic black high school. Black leadership gave him an opportunity. You will not see Louisville give Teddy Bridgewater a head coaching job. That's not gonna happen. You'll never see Miami give Duke Johnson a head coaching job. Florida State won't give Dalvin Cook a head coaching job. That's out the window. So again, that's that's a whole different conversation. But I had to bring that up because you said about FAMU can't compete with Miami, but we know why. You know what I'm saying?
No, we just talking about.
I want to put it on record, but I'm just saying when you say that, you got me off. I want to give you a little. You know what I'm saying?
We talk about this game,
right? But this
now.
game, they more dominant. They got our players. You feel me? They more dominant. I mean, I wish one day the players could wake up and come back to the school that was built for them. You know, but I know they're. You know, the money gonna win at the end. It is what it is. But that's about it, man. We gon' drop some more content as usual. We're gonna keep a close eye on Miami. I gotta drop another video on Miami once they play some type of competition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could reevaluate. Yeah, I could reevaluate them. Yeah, I could reevaluate them. FAMU, subscribe to the channel. You know I'm gonna drop a lot of FAMU stuff.
But yeah, cause Miami is home, so
yeah,
we gonna
yeah
watch them.
They gonna meet their match eventually. Yeah. So and we'll see.
Best. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is the best that I've seen them in some years.
It's just like Dolphins. Dolphins the best with Tua and Tyree. They're the best that
we seen.
They can't. When we talk,
they're not gonna be champions. Yeah, they're not champions.
Right, and that's what I went to see. Miami is Miami gonna be your ACC champion.
Yeah, can they get to that? Can they compete to that level?
To that level. Okay. And if they don't, it doesn't matter no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does.
This don't matter. Like this whole conversation, cause Cam Ward on his last year. Now they gotta go back to the drawing board. So, like I said, we'll see, man.
Oh, this the quarterback last year. Oh,
and he went in the draft originally, but ended up coming back in. I guess they gave him more money or whatever, and he just decided to come back in. But this is last year, and you know, likely, if they make it to the bowl game, he won't participate because he don't want to get injured. So we may see a rerun with Rutgers. Then when they got beat by Rutgers, no one played because the guys that went into the draft don't want to get injured in the last game. So they want to play it safe. So if Miami goes, God forbid, to a bowl game, he's not going to participate in it. They have to go to the college playoffs for him to feel like it's worth something. And he can win a national title. So, like I say, man, we're going to keep a close eye. Stay tuned, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. FAMU, we gotta get to the drawing board and reevaluate the play calling from the coaching, the trenches.
Yeah, we definitely a evaluation need to be done.
Need to be had because for you to be last year championships, and again, I understand that's not last year team, it's still the coaches there. It's to some degree. So we'll see, man. Stay tuned. Got Me Right Podcast. We out. Yes, sir.